Over here? Okay.
All right, let's go ahead and give a round of applause to Hektor Rojas. He's an independent coffee brewer from Los Angeles, California. Judges, come on down.
Hi. Nice to meet you. What is your name? Mike, nice to meet you. Garrett, nice to meet you. Felix, nice to meet you. Hello? All right. Okay. Music? Are you all ready? Everything good? Sweet. Time. Welcome. It's an honor to be here today. So today I'm serving you Panama Elita honey processed. I have some cards here for you so that you can follow along as you'd like, as you take notes. You can refer to these. There you go. You're welcome. So this coffee is from the Elita estate by the Lamastus family, grown by the Lamastus family. It's grown at between 1600 to 1670 meters to 1870 meters altitude, and it is pulped after picking. Fruit is left on the cherry for 4 days. And what happens is that gives the coffee imparts fruit flavors without giving a lot of or any fermentation notes. So it's a balance between. It's also called a pulp to natural. It's a balance between deep fruity notes and a clean cup. Now this coffee is amazing. I had it rest for 5 days off roast. And I wanted to bring out the bright fruit notes. I wanted to also highlight the body. So I chose a brewing method that would help me do that. As you see here, I have an AeroPress with a mallow drip, and in the coffee bed, I have a lily drip. So what all of that does is it creates, it helps balance out that bright acidity from the cone drippers, and while allowing for a nice balanced extraction of the fruit flavors. So what happens is I'll do heavy flow of water, 40 grams, every 40 seconds. The water is at a relatively low temperature. I'll keep it at about 196, and the full brew time is 3 minutes and 10 seconds. I'll be pouring in 40-second intervals. So what the mallow drip does is it creates acts as a dispersion screen, creating an even, consistent, gentle shower over the coffee bed with every pour. So the give me 1 sec. I have these time marks. So I'm aiming to balance out the acidity and the fruits, as I said. So it's going to be up front. You'll get notes of, in the aroma, you'll get notes of raspberry shortbread and caramel, gentle hint of caramel. And while it's hot, you'll have notes of fresh cherry, fresh blueberry, and you'll have an aftertaste of orange blossom with acidity of lime, about a medium intensity acidity, and all in a medium body, silky body. Now this coffee will, because of the brewing temperature, it will cool quickly and it'll change quickly. So you'll see a quick transition to the warm notes of lime and nectarine with an aftertaste of tart cherry and an acidity of tangerine. And again, the body will maintain its silkiness. Thank you. And then it'll quickly cool down to notes of hints of toasted hazelnut, hints of strawberry. I'm sorry, a hint of blueberry. And an aftertaste of nectarine. The acidity of a white grapefruit and a tea-like, like a black tea body. So when I first tasted this coffee, it was interesting because I felt like it had a lot of potential, but I had to play with it quite a bit and find the best brew method for it. It took a while, but I narrowed it down eventually to this sort of seemingly complicated brew method, but I try to keep it as easy as possible so that it's something that people can, with the right equipment, you can recreate it at home for yourself. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna serve you your carafe, and I'll let you evaluate the aromas, as I mentioned, of raspberry jam. Let me swirl that for you. You can evaluate. There you go. There you go. And when you're all done, you can set that in front of you. Perfect. And I'll serve you your cup. Please hold off on evaluating the flavors until you're all served. So as I mentioned, I had a great time finding the best way to brew this coffee. And I found that it changed so much from letting it rest, from roast, as well as the temperature. So I ended up choosing a low temperature to soften the extraction a touch because I didn't want it to be harsh because of the brew method. The cone drip tends to be bring out a lot of acidity, and I was aiming for a nice balance, as I said. So you can go ahead and take your spoon and evaluate first from your spoon to get a sense of the acidity, and you can taste from the cup, sip from the cup to evaluate the body. And then after that, you can just evaluate as you please, just noting the balance between acidity and body, going from spoon to cup, but it's just at your discretion. I really enjoyed how it ended up tasting today, and I'm really excited to serve this amazing coffee. The Lamassus family does a great job with all of their process, but I really grew to like the honey process of all of theirs. It's, like I said, it's a nice balance between the fruit flavors and the clean cup. One thing I didn't mention is that I achieved the lighter body, by having a double filter in the paper, a double paper filter. So that tried to filter out a little bit more of the oils and give me that light medium body, or medium, and then transitioning to a light medium. But yeah, so that's your coffee today. I hope that you enjoy, and time.
All right, let's go ahead and give a round of applause to Hector Rojas of Los Angeles, California. Hi, Hector.
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
Great.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What inspired you to decide to compete in Brewers this year?
Well, my partner competes, and like I said, I'm independent. I'm no longer really in coffee, but I work really closely with her, and yeah, just wanted to tag along and be here for support. And no better way to support someone than to go through what they're going through, right?
Yeah,
So.
like we're bonding through the trauma
Right.
of competing. Yeah.
Correct.
Yes, for sure.
It's intense.
It is. It most certainly is. Just being on this stage, I've said it a bunch of times today, but just being on this stage is a massive accomplishment. Completing a routine, doing all the practice and
Absolutely.
run-throughs and everything. It's so much work. And so it's awesome that you and your partner were able to kind of support one another through this and like go through this together and
Yeah.
gripe together. That's beautiful.
Yeah, it's yeah, like they say, coffee is a great way to start a conversation. It's a great way to build relationships, and it's something that it's really cool to have with my partner.
Oh my God,
But
that's the cutest thing. I love it.
But I did want to say a huge thanks to the company that does support me, even though I am independent. I work really closely with Klatch, which is her company.
Right.
So I want to say a huge thank you to the Klatch family and everyone who, Chris, who's also from Klatch. Without Klatch, I wouldn't be able to do it.
That's incredible. Yeah. That's awesome. Anyone else that you'd like to thank? Any individuals? Or?
I think everyone here who comes to these events, who helps make it possible, yourself, the judges, everyone. I think it's really great to have something like this happen and support people's hobbies and people's livelihoods. So It's really great.
That's wonderful. Well, great job.
Thank you.
Congratulations on this
Thank
accomplishment. Let's go ahead and give Hector one more round of applause. Congrats. Man.
Thank you.
Congrats.